Good evening all. Today is Wednesday. It is April 29th. It is a evening conversation with Miss O. Of course, one thing for sure is that I changed the hour. I know normally it would be 7 p.m., but we're doing a 5:30. So I'm hoping the 5:30 will be a little bit more convenient for a lot of people than 7 o'clock in the evening. Well, seasons are changing and time is changing, so it it can make a difference. So I don't know. So I'm here, and again, what is a conversation with Miss O? Conversation with Miss O is talking about a little of this and a little of that. And by it being Wednesday, hopefully we'll focus on some of the good things we have accomplished from the beginning of the week. And as you can see, the background there's some of my paintings on the wall. I like to paint. I like to draw. I love to journal. Oh my goodness. I enjoy reading. But most importantly, I love meeting and talking with people, especially, people from around the world, because one of my dreams when I was younger, I wanted to travel the world. That's what I wanted to do once I got out of high school and started working and everything. It kind of changed quite a bit, some of my goals. And that's something to think about, because once you do get out of high school, your goals will change when you start, like really living life. So your goals will change. And that is something I learned. That is something I learned. I see there's one person in the room. Please come in. Please come in. Please identify yourself. Give me your name and where you're located in this wonderful world. I'm located in Washington, D.C., uh, USA. Hi, hi, Vincent. Vincent 5864. How are you doing, Vincent? My middle son. We named him Vincent, but he changed his name later. It's like, I don't like the name Vincent. How you doing? I'm doing well, Vincent. I am a granny. That's right. I am a granny, Vincent. And how are you? Where are you chiming from? Oh, you like my hair, my bonnet? Thank you. I thought I would put on my little bonnet, and I felt really cool about it. And I think that was Finjan. Hopefully I'm saying the name Finn Jen. I think I saw it name or once to come up. But welcome all who come in for a chat, learning with Miss O. I'm sitting next to my all of my tools. I like to write. I like to paint. Oh, I enjoy reading. I love to travel. That's what I wanted to really do once I got out of high school. But that was many years ago. So I am a grandma. I am 76 years old. I have three sons. And Finjan, no, no, hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly. Hi, how are you? Thank you. I'm glad you think I look pretty. I'm trying to look cute. I'm trying to look a little cute. That's all. Thank you. I'm glad you like my bonnet. It's comfortable. It really is. It's really comfortable. I see I have 7 people in the chat. Can we have some more thumbs up? I would appreciate it. And let me know what part of the world you're chiming in from. I'm in Washington, D.C. You know, I don't know what other part of the world you may be chiming in from. Yeah, let me know. I would appreciate that. And like I said, I meet on Wednesday. It's the middle of the week, and hopefully we can share some good stuff around this time. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, I don't mean to butcher your name, but I understand. I'm thinking you're doing it phonetically. Fina. Okay. Thin. No. Thin. No. Tell me, what part of the world are you chiming in from? Are you? Can you let me know? I would appreciate that. I would appreciate that. Like I said, I'm in Washington D.C. Um, I'm in, let's see, what they call the Anacostia area, because oh, it's German. Oh, okay, I know that. My name is kind of hard to. Okay, it's German. Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Thank you. What part of Germany are you calling from? German. Okay, Finn. I'm seeing Finn. Okay. I'm thinking Fin, F of Finn. Okay. Yeah. And Vincent Games 1000. Hi, how are you? Oh, Victor Games 1000. How are you doing today? Hopefully you had a pretty good day today. I'm thinking it's the middle of the week, so many of you are coming on are probably school kids, high school kids. I have 2 thumbs up and 12 in the room. I don't know how to say it in. Oh, you don't know how to say it in English. Okay. Well, but you and I both were kind of like at a you know, we're gonna work on it. How about that? We'll work on it. We'll work on it. I would say Finjo, but Fin, Fen. Um, I don't know if that would be the correct way. If I would be um, having the I as long I, but yeah. So, but it's okay. I just appreciate you joining me today. Oh, you're still learning English too? Oh, okay. Well, it would be nice for me to learn some German. That's like a two-way street. Someone learning some English, someone learning some German, that would be a two-way street, right there. I notice a lot of young people get on live so they can practice their English. Oh no, it's fine, honey. Don't worry. Don't worry. No worry. I would say Finjo no. Finjo no. Oh, I'm trying to. Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. It is fine. Don't worry about that. Hey, I learned something new today. I have 2 thumbs up and 2 in the chat. Hopefully I could. Okay. 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 I'm going to find that out. Have you visited before? Because your name is new to me. I know. How did you find me on YouTube? Did you just go to see who was on live? Because I think a lot of people find me that way, or on my shorts. Oh no, you did not. Well, so how did you find me on YouTube today? Because I do a lot of shorts, like food, shopping, flowers. And today I was going to try to go out in the garden, the yard, but it is wet and it's cold. Oh, you went on live. Oh, that is cool. Oh, okay. So you just go on live, and who is on live? That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. This is one of my roses from my garden. Yeah, one of my roses from my garden. I just thought I'd share that with you. I have quite a few, so I'm going to try to cut them tomorrow if it's not too cold, or too windy or anything like that. That's what my plans are. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you for the heart. Yeah, it is a pretty red. It is very, very, it's a very red rose. It is very red. And quite a few are out there on the rose bush, so I definitely have to go out there and start cutting some things down. That's one thing I have to do. So I was just wondering, let's see. Who else? Oh, I have 1 in the chat and 2 thumbs up. At least now I know a lot of folks look at, just go and find out who's on live and pop in and start the conversation. I was just wondering, like I said, we talk about a little of this and a little of that. And hopefully, I was wondering, what is your happy place? Where is your happy place? You know where my happy place is? My happy place is when I'm home, when I'm reading a good book, when I'm out with my in the garden cutting my flowers. Those are some of my happy places. Where are some of your happy places? Where are some of your happy places? I know one young lady had asked that I would, like put up some words, hmm, so that they would know. I don't know if it's possible, but I'm going to try something. I don't know if it's possible when I'm with my family and friends. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. You better believe it. Home with your family and friends, that has to be your happy place. What are some of the things you like to do? Do you like to read? Do you like to write or travel? What is it you like to do? I was just sharing with you. I like to be in the garden. I like reading. I like writing. Uh, I like meeting new people. I like talking to new people. I enjoy doing that. What are some of the things you enjoy doing? I think there was something. I have a little card box over here. Let's see, right behind me. Hmm. Oh, you like singing and dancing. Oh, wow. Oh, I have an entertainer. So you're an entertainer. Awesome. What kind of songs do you like to sing? What kind of songs do you like to sing? Let's see, what kind of songs do I like? Oh, and playing the drums. So, oh, okay. That sounds cool. That really sounds cool. You like to play the drums. So you're a drummer, right? Okay. Okay, that sounds really nice. I don't know. The only musical instruments that I learned when I was younger, when I was in what we called junior school, junior high, it was the violin. I played the violin in the orchestra. So that was only musical instrument that I had ever worked on and learned. Pop music. Okay. Michael Jackson, and I love K-pop. All right. You know they have a Michael Jackson movie out here in the U.S. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm sure it's going to reach Germany, but they just it was a grand opening on a story and life of Michael Jackson. Yep, it started today here in Washington D.C. Well, Washington, Maryland, and Virginia. So it definitely started. Everyone wants to go and see, and it just document his his career, how his relationship with his father and his family. Oh, you already saw it? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? Oh my goodness. Oh, did you enjoy it? I was scheduled to go, but I was under the weather. Oh, it was so cool. I'm glad you did. But I was under the weather and I didn't go. I know I missed a treat, but I didn't. I was just like, yesterday it was raining, today is raining. And I just feel like, put my hoodie on, have some hot tea or some coffee, and just snuggling up in the bed. Oh, the ending made you mad. What happened in the ending? Did it show where he passed away? What um how did it end? I know his daughter, Michael Jackson's daughter, didn't like it. I mean, she made her comments. She didn't particularly like the way the film was. So you said you didn't like the ending. So what was the ending like? Was it How was it? I'm sorry I didn't see it, but you didn't like the ending. That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah. My let's see. Michael Jackson. Oh, my oldest son loved Michael Jackson. All his movements, his originality, his creativity, his dance, his lyrics, just the whole package of Michael Jackson was like, you heard it, all the time in the house. So you just didn't particularly care for the ending. Oh, okay, is it Doug? Okay, oh, Mr. underscore DUGG, Washington, D.C., the USA. Mm-hmm. Point just stopped, and they said the story is going to move on. So, oh, wow. That is interesting. So it really didn't give you closure. Oh, I see why you said you didn't like the ending. It didn't really give closure about maybe some of the, oh, wow. That's not cool. No, it seemed like it should have had a little bit more than the end or something like that. I understand. I think, yeah, that's not a cool way to end, even if it's a bio. Oh, some advice about what to do on life and relationships. Most importantly, be true to yourself. To be true to yourself. Know who you are is so important, to know who you are. And once you have an understanding of who you are, you could better deal with the rest of the world. Because when I was young, I never give a lot of thought to what they call, you know, what direction. But you need to first know who you are before you can get into relationships uh, with uh, with people. Um, you have to know, what are your values? What do you value? What do you think is important to you? What are your goals? What goals have you already set for yourself? What career goals? Where you want to live? Do you want to live close to your family? All those things are important. You should write them down. Just make a list of some of the things you want in life, and just set my goals. What are my goals? And just start writing them down, just listing the things that are very important to you. If music is very important to you, if being a professional performer is important to you, read bios, go to places where you could read about famous people that you admire, and look at the steps they took to achieve their goal. Sometime you could get a little idea. I kind of always wanted to, teach or do something to help someone. I always wanted to be in the helping mode, to help someone. Even when I was younger, when I was in high school, I was what they call a candy striper. A candy striper. Oh, okay. Well, I hope to see you again. Okay, then. So you're writing for your exam tomorrow. Get plenty of rest. Get plenty of rest. And I wish you, hey, you got it. You got that A. High five, high five. That A is there. I know you got it. You're an awesome, awesome person. Thank you for stopping in. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you'll be ready for your exam tomorrow. I see I have 3 people in the chat and 3 with 3 thumbs up. Oh, I appreciate it so much. We were talking about, what are some things you want to do? I want to be an idol. Oh, in a band. Oh, wow. So what is it you know about yourself? So remember, before you could be all these things to other people, what is it that you know about yourself? Mm-hmm. How to balance a career and the same time is leaving her things, and okay, all right, just living. Mm-hmm. Oh, what's going on here? We were just talking about setting goals and how do we meet those goals and things we want to do with our life, and have a direction. No, but before you could do anything, you got to know who you are. Who are you? How do you feel about certain things? What are your values? What are things that are important to you? What are things that are important to you? I mean, that is critical before you start setting goals. Make small goals that are achievable, that you can achieve things. You say, oh, I want to be this great movie star. So how did someone become this great entertainer? Did he have to practice every day, every night? Did he have to go to school? I mean, was he into a higher level of education? You still, even if you want to be an entertainer, you still need to know about contracts. You have to know how to choose a manager, have some idea what kind of person you want to be on your team, but you really have to know who you are, because so many opportunities that come to you that may not be good for you. So you're going to have to be able to select things that are going to help you meet your goal. So I think before you start anything, sit down with a piece of paper and a pen and start to list the things that are important to you. All the things that are important to you. Okay? I mean, if you're still in high school, first thing you have to check off, finish high school. That's the first thing you have to do. I will finish high school. Once you finish high school, then you can start. What is the next level of education will I need in order to achieve my goal? Because even though you have the talent to perform and to entertain people, you still need to know the language of the industry, because it is an industry, it's a job. Oh, yes, without question. It is hard to choose the right thing because we can't foresee the future. We don't know what the future is. But that's why it's so important for you to know who you are. It's so important that you sit down and have a conversation with yourself. What are your values? What things are important to you? And you need to keep a journal. You need to get yourself a composition book, something like this, and just write your thoughts down. Write your thoughts down. If you are an entertainer, if you're a writer, if you want to write lyrics for a song, it all starts right here. Pen and paper. This is the pen. This is the paper. It all starts here. And even knowing who you are. Some days what is it that make you upset? Do you know what makes you upset or makes you angry or mad? But if you have journal all that down, have that on a piece of paper, and you could go back to it and read it and say, oh, wow, I don't like people who are nasty to other people. Or that really annoys me when someone interrupt me when I'm speaking. All of these things will already be written down, and you could look and see who you are. You need to know that. You need, whatever job you decide to do, you need to know who you are. And the best way is to journal. If you don't feel like sitting and writing a long letter, you don't. Just write a statement. Today I was really annoyed because my best friend in class wasn't really kind to me. He or she really got on my nerve with all that talking about everybody else. So I know if they're talking about everybody else, they're talking about me to other people too. So you really have to know who you are and what you want to do with your life. That is the first thing I would tell any young person. Know you. What are your values? What do you want to achieve in your life? How do you want to achieve those goals? How do you want to achieve them? Is there a network of friends or family who you've shared these goals with, who will be willing to help you to achieve these goals. So you're going to need a network of people who believe in you as much as you believe in yourself. But you need to be able to communicate to someone who you are. And right now, you're still trying to find out who you are. At 76, I'm still learning. Yes, I am still learning because I'm changing. I'm changing every day. Things that I used to like to do, I find myself not being able to do now. Or things that I never thought I would like to do, I enjoy doing it now. So you're constantly changing. That's why it's good to journal. It's always good to journal. You can't go wrong because it gives you an idea of how you have changed, how you have evolved. Are you going to rally? Are you going to really? Oh, I see. How do you how do you deal with your emotions? That's a good one. How do you deal with your emotions? It's very hard because we could get angry. It's like, don't they understand what I'm saying? Somebody got to understand what I'm saying. Why they don't understand the way I do? Well, people are not going to understand the way you do. That's the problem. That's it right there. Everyone is not going to think like you. That once you understand, everyone will not think the same way you will. And it's okay. But how do you communicate that to someone? Do you communicate it in anger? Is that Clarine? Oh, okay. Hello, Grandma. You're really cool. Oh, thank you for my cool hat, too. I like this one. I have a couple of bonnets. They call them bonnets. I like this one. This one I think I can kind of wear with a little of this or that. And I have some little earrings to go kind of with it. And a necklace. I love necklaces. Yeah, I sure do. A little bling bling on my arm, too. But like we were saying, you have to first know yourself. To thy own self be true. You have to know who you are and what you want to do with yourself. You need to know your own values. Don't let anyone tell you, you really need to know yourself. I'm going to look something up on here, but you really need to know and understand yourself. And that takes a long time. You could be well into your 20s and still learning out who you are. It takes a long time to really figure out who the heck am I and what can I do in this world to make this world a better place. Hey, I think that's one of Michael Jackson's songs, to make this world a better place. You want to make this world a better place than what it was before you got here. So I'm going to look up that. How do you know who you are? That is a good question. How do you know yourself? How do you how do you know yourself? It's a process. And like all processes, it takes time. You won't know it overnight. You're not going to know yourself overnight because you're constantly changing every day. You're changing every day. How do I know how can I learn myself? Or how? So, knowing yourself is a continuous process. Just like I said, it's constantly changing because you're constantly changing. You're learning, identifying your core values. Woo! I was so on it. Oh man, you guys can't see it, but I was so on it. You need to know, what are your core values? What are your core values? What are the things that are important to you? What is important to you? Your personality. What are some of the things you like and some things you just do not like at all? Key practice. There I go. Journal, journal, journal. Keep a journal of yourself. Keep a journal how you feel about something you experience. Like today, get yourself a journal, just a composition book or just a piece of paper, and just give it a date, today's date, and just say, you know, I practice self-reflection. So today's date was, it was an okay day. It wasn't a great day, but it wasn't a bad day. You know? Yeah, journaling does keep you on track. It's your own identity card. I love that. I love that. Journaling is your own identity card. Who you are. Who you are. I love that. I love that. Identify your values and beliefs. Because even as a young person, there's certain things you do believe already. There's certain things you believe in, certain things you feel that are right or wrong. Keeping a journal to monitor your thoughts and your emotions. So you want to keep that journal to really monitor your thoughts and emotions. Again, things that make you happy, things that make you sad, what was going on when what events was going on when you had these emotions of happiness and sadness? How did you deal with them? Did you act out? What did you do? How do you handle disappointments? Because life is going to have disappointments. Oh my goodness. I think about some of the things I wanted to do when I was younger, and life kicks in. You may have heard that saying from someone. Life kicks in. And when life kicks in, well, mm-hmm. Well, my whole idea of crossing over, that's the way I look at the spirit never die. Your spirit never die. It crosses over to another form. It transferred to another form of existence. So I don't believe in such a final, that's it. No, I don't believe in that. I believe there is more to the spirit. There's more to the soul than that's it. Yeah. That's just what I believe. See how my core values may have changed from when I was in my 20s versus now that I'm in my 70s. My values change because I learn more. As you learn more, your values, your core values will change too because you start to think, hmm, I think that makes sense. I need to rethink that before, yeah, I really need to rethink that. So you're constantly learning, you're constantly changing. That's why you journal. Yeah, that's why you journal. I keep a journal too. Oh, yes, my love. I got a couple of these books. I just sit down and just write my thoughts down because journaling is good. And then sometime I'll go back and read uh, something I wrote maybe months ago, and I'm like, oh my God, what was I thinking of? That is crazy. So my self-reflections. So journaling, it gives you an opportunity to reflect on your thoughts, what's going on, and or how you dealt with a particular situation. You know, philosophers tell us that a human died too many times as his personality changed constantly. Absolutely, that is so true. We are constantly changing, constantly changing. I'm nothing like I was when I was 20 versus when I was 40, 50, 60, 70. I never thought, oh my goodness. Sometimes I think about it. I look in the mirror, I say, oh my God, I am 76 years old. And I think about some of the things I wrote in my journal years ago and I read them. It's like, that can't be me, but it was me. It was the way I felt at that time with that situation. It was me. Yes, but I changed. I evolved. I like to think I learned and I grew from those experiences of life. And you're supposed to. You're supposed to grow. You're supposed to learn. You know, that's the wonder of life. That's the wonder of life, you know? The growing part. That is the wonder of life, you know? And when I just thinking back about what career path I would have taken now that I know more about life, it probably would not have been in education. It probably, but it would be in some kind of social work, maybe uh, when I think about a social worker or account, well, counseling, um, more than likely group counseling, things of that nature. So it still would be, I still would have gravitated to an occupation that was being of service to others, you know? So think about it that way. Is it something you want to do that will be of service to others? Or are you someone who feel more comfortable, um, let's see, not so much in a crowd, but one-on-one type of interaction with people. So there's a lot to consider about who you are. I'm telling you, um, there is a lot to consider. Like I said, I've changed quite a bit myself. Mm-hmm. I surely have. I was just reading here where it says practice self-reflection. That's where I'm at that stage a lot. Self-reflection, self-reflection and journaling, keeping a journal to monitor your thoughts. Oh, yes, I've gone to Mexico, Canada. Those are the only two countries outside of the U.S. that I've traveled. I would love one day. I don't know if it's possible, but I would love to go to the continent of Africa. And once there, I would like to go to, I don't know, because Africa is a continent made up of many countries. So I guess I would be so thrilled just to be there. I really don't know. I think I would want to, once there, would want to visit as many places as possible. And as we know that our values and belief system change. Our psychic center, everything is changing. Like today, man, last week it was so beautiful. Oh, the Northern Lights in Aroma Ramon. Oh, wow. Oh, that has to be beautiful. I guess that's part of past the equator or above. I was trying to figure where would that be? Where would that be? Wow, that must be nice. Or maybe go someplace like Italy or mm, that would be nice. But we shall see. It's not over yet, so maybe I'll be fortunate to visit one of those places. You know, maybe you never know. It's not over until it's over. And remember, it's never really over, my love. It's never really over. You're constantly evolving and changing and learning. Your soul and spirit is doing the same thing, learning and identifying who you are. Because this life journey is all about learning. I was reading an article earlier today, and it was about a nun who lived to be 113, a nun. And she said, "You are always teaching." So we are all teachers. We are all teachers of life. So no matter what you do, we are all teachers of life. And it gave me a lot of thought. She's right. We're constantly sharing what we have learned with our neighbors, with our friends right here. I'm sharing what I have learned in my life, that it's good to be accountable to myself. Must be accountable to yourself. So it's good to be accountable to. Oh yes, I've heard of Carl Joel. Yes, yes, I have heard of him. And self-reflection again. Self-reflection. You must to thy own self be true. You have to know who you are. How you can tell somebody what they are when you don't even know who you are? Got to know that inner person, that core value of who you are, the things that make you happy, the things that make you sad, the things that, what is the center? Where is your center? Where's your balance? I think we all have, like a balance. Sometimes I have found myself now probably getting agitated or angry. And then I think about it at one of my sons, and I started thinking, I said, Lord, that's not who I am. I said, what caused me to do that? Lack of patience. Mm-hmm. I wasn't giving myself patience. I wasn't even giving my son patience. I wasn't giving myself grace to hear out, to hear what really was being said to me. And sometimes we just get in our feelings. We get in our feelings because we don't want to be hurt. Yeah, we get in our feelings because we truly don't want to be hurt. And Carl Joel, yes, he is. Yes, I see you've done your research, your reading. That is awesome. That is awesome. Becoming a person. Have you read that or heard of that? Becoming a person? Yeah, because there's stages in life. There's that infancy. I'm like at the end stage of it, or as they say, going towards the I would say the forest or to the meadow. But I'm at that part where things are basically. I'm currently reading Freedom from. Okay. He talks the same about observing inner self. Yes, you must. That inner self is so important. Guess what? Whenever you transition, you're going to transition with that self. No one's going to be there. That spirit, that that inner self is so powerful. Oh yes, I definitely believe in that. Who I am, for within myself I found myself, a self unafraid of being herself. I wrote that years ago. I mean, in some of my journals, I read, and I've revisited over and over again because the tail end of it, for within myself, I found myself a self unafraid of being herself. That last two lines have changed so much. I'm not, you get to the point where I am not afraid of being myself. Because some people may like me, some people may not, but they have a right to. But I have a right to be who I am and be true to who I am. I think that's so, so important. There's one person on, I got 3 thumbs up. That's awesome. Awesome sauce. That is so awesome. I love talking about, it's called self-care now. Everybody's looking at, how do I deal with these emotions that I have? Self-care, disappointments in life. Um, I've had disappointments in life. And how do you deal with disappointments in life? I think you have to recognize them and look at them as a lesson. Disappointments are a lesson. That's what they are. So if I say my disappointments are 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 lessons, that's just what they are. They're lessons to help me move forward. We all, we all like to have an idea how we want to move forward in life. And there are disappointments in life. Unfortunately, yeah. We plan, guess what? We plan to replan. We plan to replan. We plan, we strategize, we review, we do. All those things. Yep, we really, really do. We really do. Oh, Malachi, I'm sorry. You had some water. I should have got some water. Okay. My mouth got dry. I saw my son, so I was asking him if he'd give me some water. I don't know. I run my mouth so much, but anyway, people have imaged themselves based on images that have kept idea someone is mind or it breaks constantly. That's true. That's true. Yeah. People have an idea of who they are. They have an idea. But someone's impression of who you are does not necessarily be a reflection of who you think you are. I think I'm a darn good person, but somebody else, thank you very much, Malachi. My son gave me some water. My son can say, you know, my mother can really be irritating sometimes. So I got myself some water. So, but people, but see, that's the thing. You just can't let people control, you know, they're going to have their opinion. People are going to have their opinion, and they have a right to their opinion. It's when people try to force their opinion of who you are on you. You know yourself, to thy own self be true. To thy own self be true. You know who you are, you know, and that's very, very important. Like I have three sons. Three sons. All three people are totally different. Cool. Oh, C.H. Cooley says that we're not who we think we are. We're always not the people other people. Exactly. Exactly. You know, I can think I'm the coolest, the greatest grandma there is, the best person who ever walked the face of this earth. But I bet you there are a couple of people who think I'm a nasty somebody. Now, I don't see myself that way, but somebody else may see me that way. So what do I do about that? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, because you're not going to change people's opinion. You're not going to change people's opinion about how they feel about you. You're not. You know, one thing, someone was speaking to me, well, oh, Miss O, maybe you should wait until you get all your dentures and everything before you come on live. And I said, you know, I'm not going to worry about that, because this is who I am. And this is who my sons see me, or my grandkids, people, this is who I am. If we're always trying to be the image that someone else wants, who is the true self? To that own self. You must be true to yourself. And I think that's what the confusion is all about now. Everyone's trying to, you know, be on YouTube and image. Oh, it's nice talking to you, Grandma. Thanks for such a beautiful insight. Oh, thank you so very much. I've seen you before. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for popping up again. I think it was last week or so. Yes. Thank you. Are you leaving now? I really appreciate you coming in and chatting and sharing your thoughts. That is so cool. I really do appreciate your support. Please check out my shorts. As soon as the weather break, I'm going to be out in that yard, but it's been too wet and cold for me to be digging in that yard. Yeah. Yes. I see I have 2 in the chat and 3 thumbs up. Thank you for the thumbs up. I really, really, really appreciate it. For those who are coming on, we were just kind of talking about, you know, our personal, you know, who we are, you know, just looking at ourselves, journaling, how we journal, how we also take into consideration before we try to do anything. We really need to know who we are, you know. How do I communicate to others, this is who I am? These are my core values. These are my belief systems, you know. How do I communicate that to someone? And there's a way. We could share that we're unhappy with something someone said without using words of hate. That's our problem. Unfortunately, people only want to use words of hate. That's not cool. Should use words that not of hate, but of kindness, you know? I just don't think we need to do that. Sometimes people, I think, use those things because they just don't know how to express themselves otherwise. So I just feel sorry for them. So it's best to use words of encouragement. You know, it's been said, if you can't say anything good about anyone, why don't say nothing? If you cannot say anything to uplift someone, just be quiet. It's so easy. Why are you going to sit up there and try to make someone feel bad? If you can't say any kindness or a kind word, just don't say nothing. That way, you don't hurt anyone and no one hurts you because you kept that negative thought to yourself. Well, you really shouldn't even have that negative thought, really. Sit around talking, saying something negative about someone, especially when you don't really know them. And that's another thing. Hey, remember me? Yes. Hi, Stuart. How are you from Australia? Oh, how are you doing, my friend? You wrote my name down. Yes, I wrote your name down. It's so good to see you. It's so good to see you. How has life been treating you? We've been talking about a little of this and a little of that. Oh my goodness, I have people from Germany, Australia. Oh my goodness, I am traveling the world tonight. I am traveling the world tonight. Yeah, I wrote your name down. Good. How are you? I'm doing well, sweetheart. I am doing well. I am doing so well. I'm taking each day and being very blessed with each day. I'm feeling pretty good about myself. I've been taking my naps. At 70, what? I have to keep telling myself 76. I do take naps, like, a noonday nap for about, and before I came on live, I think my son had said, Mom, go and take a nap. I took a nap for about an hour. I'm doing well, thank you. Yes, I did write your name down. I sure did. I'm so happy to see you. I'm so happy you remember me. Have you seen my shorts? I think I put two shorts on. I think one about beans and hot dogs. And also I gotten an outfit from Temu. And a couple of shorts. Hopefully you had a chance to see them. They're only they're not long or anything like that. I'm drinking some cold water. So my son, he has a filter in the refrigerator. So he filters out the water. Instead of just buying, the water from the plastic bottles, he used the filter water. But it does taste different. It really does. Oh, I probably would. I sub months ago. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, it's been a moment. It's been a moment. Yep. So subscribe. I know it was about a month ago. I don't know if I wrote it down in my other book, but you did tell me you came and subscribed to me, Stuart. Oh, it's so good. It's so nice when people come back. Oh my God. I'm just like, I'm tickled pink, when people come back, it is so cool. I have 4 thumbs up and 2 people on the chat. 2 people in the chat. Boy, you made my day, Stuart. I'm probably gonna, when I at the end of a live, I usually write a little note or something for folks who I hadn't seen for a while, and they come back online. It's so good to see you, good people. Especially, what you been up to, though, Stuart? What you been up to? I've been trying to hit these YouTube streets. What have you been up to, my friend? Just strolling for 1 hour and oh, you remember my face? I'm so glad you remember my face. I'm so glad. I'm so happy. I'm so happy you remember my face. And background, that's all of my art and stuff back. Well, I like to dip and dab and draw and paint and write and stuff like that. I enjoy doing stuff. I like arts and crafts. Again, what we've been talking about today, Stuart, is knowing yourself. How do you go about anything? Oh, you have school in the morning? Okay, Stuart, you just take care of yourself. Okay? Hello, how are you? I see another. Yep, it's Grandma MissO. It's Grandma MissO. I'm right here, my love. Stuart, gets plenty of rest. Remember, you need rest because if you go into school tomorrow, you need rest. Wait, no, I have school. Oh, you have school now? Oh my goodness. Oh well, you don't want them to see you on YouTube right now. You're in school. Cool it. Cool it, okay? Cool it, okay, Stuart? Don't want to get any trouble. Don't want to get any trouble. No, no. Don't want to get any trouble. Oh, it's 8:30 in the morning. Well, it is, what is it, 6? It's about 6:30 in the evening here. It's 6:30 in the evening here, 6:30. And, of course, it's Wednesday. It is Wednesday. Oh, okay. I'll leave at 9 a.m. to go to school. Okay. So you got about another 30 minutes. Okay. So you're going to hang out with me for 30 minutes, Stuart? That is so sweet of you, baby. That is so sweet of you. That is so kind of you. Oh, what problems you had? Oh, what problems going on for you? What's going on, my love? What problems do you have? Have you been journaling, writing things down, or do you speak to your parents about what bothers you? It helps when you do. Probably will stay for 30. Oh, okay, Stuart. Okay, I'm glad you're going to hang out for 30 minutes. Okay. We were talking about, how do we do our reflections and how do we know what our core values are? Thank you, Stuart. I appreciate you going to hang in there for about 30 minutes. I really do appreciate it. I really do. I think, oh, I know, since you coming in late, this is my rose. This is one of my roses from a rose bush, so I thought I'd give you a rose, a smell for a rose today. I'm going to cut some more. Yeah, poor values when you make wrong choices. That's true. That's true, Stuart. You have some very smart, intelligent young people that are coming on. That's right. When you make poor choices, your value, then you have to revisit your values. So those values can't be too good if you're making really negative choices. Oh, you're more than welcome, Stuart. You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. So what class do you really enjoy the most in school, Stuart? Do you enjoy what do you enjoy the most? I know for me, I really enjoyed English, world history. I enjoyed a lot of classes that dealt with, like, things like that. I enjoyed track. I ran track. I really was pretty good at it. But of course, I'm not that tall. My legs are, but I was pretty good. I was pretty good. I have to say I was pretty good. PE and science and math. Ooh, that sounds good. Science was good because when we had to dissect a pig, oh my God. I don't know if they still do that in school. Probably science. Oh, you probably like science. That's good. That's good. So what about in science do you like, Stuart? What is it about science do you like? I know I liked it when we had to cut open a pig and looked at the different organs within a pig and pin it down and label it. Oh my God. That was a long time ago. That was when I was in school back in the 60s. So that's been over 50 years ago. So I'm sure they're even doing more things now in school than when I was in high school. I'm sure. Because you have technology now. Our technology was a typewriter. Ice Age was one. Oh no, not quite, baby, but it was close to it. We still had the typewriter, and I know you're like, what is a typewriter? Typewriter became before the keyboard. You guys have a keyboard? Well, there used to be a typewriter, and the typewriter were all the keys to the alphabet, and we could type. Yeah, type out everything. You guys got a keyboard. Keyboard, a printer, but the typewriter was all in one. You put the paper in the... Mm-hmm. I just taught you something? Oh, well, I'm glad. Well, I tell you what, when you go to school, you ask the teacher, have you heard of a typewriter before? I'm smarter now. I know that's right. They can say, who are you talking to about a typewriter? It's like, what is a typewriter? I'm sure your teacher probably don't even know because she's probably a young teacher. He or she must be a young teacher too. So that was a long time ago. Long, long time ago, typewriters. I'm telling you, this is something. Mm-hmm. Oh, she's in her 30s. Oh, your teacher is in her... Oh, well, she's young. No, she don't know about a typewriter. She don't know about a typewriter, baby. Oh, my Lord. Oh, my God. I'm going to just try. I didn't know if you could see it, but that's kind of like what a typewriter looks like. So let me try again. And then we had the typewriter, and remember, I know what a typewriter... Oh, you do? Well, see, we didn't have the Memorex. There were memory typewriters, and then there were typewriters that were not memory or Memorex. The ones that I initially had when I was coming up, or, yeah, yeah, yeah. You didn't see, yeah. So, Stuart, where are you? Are you located? Yeah. Okay. Oh, how do I send photos? I don't know how to do that. Oh, you have one. I don't know how you do that, sweetheart. I really don't know. I'm still learning a lot about YouTube. Like, it did tell me once in when I was in a live that I could pull up like a question or something. Oh, it's okay. Oh, okay. I'm glad it's all right. Mm-hmm. I'm glad it's okay. I know you said you like science and math, and PE, but what is it about science you like the most, Stuart? What is it about science do you like? Is it discovering new things or how things work, or what is it about science you really enjoy? Have, oh, 4 likes. That looks pretty cool. Let me see what else. Some of the other tools they have. Memorax. Yes, indeedy. Oh, how things work in the olden days? Well, I worked in an office in the olden days, okay? I worked in an office. And the office that I worked in, I would have to type up letters for the managers. I would have to type them up. I would have to make sure that everything is correct, the name and address and everything like that is correct. And I would answer the telephone. So there was not any cell phones then. And it was mostly, I think it was coming of the age of the pager, if you know. Oh, you doing science? Okay. Okay. All right. So you must like science. That's good, baby. That's good, honey. So you like science. That's good. Well, like I said, I worked in an office, and basically I used the typewriter. That was one of the tools I used, and the telephone. Yes. And a dictaphone. A dictaphone is something someone would talk into a machine, and then the secretary, who I was, would type out what was said. It's called a dictaphone. Then there was the typewriter. Then I'm 76 years old. So I'm the big 7-6. Yeah, I'm 76 years old, baby. Yep. Yep. Let me do a big one. I don't know how well this is going to come out. It may not come out that way. But anyway. Wait. Oh, wait. You're young. You're funny. You're funny. Well, how old is your grandma? How is your grandmother and grandfather? How old are your grandparents? How old are they? Okay, all right, Stuart. You take care, hon. Be safe going to school. Stay focused. 70s and 70. Oh, they're 70 and 75. I'm older than they. Oh, wow. That is so. Tell them I said hello. Tell them that Miss O said hello. Be safe when you go to school. Be safe. Okay. Okay, I'll stream tomorrow, Stuart. I'll probably do it around this time. It seemed like this must be a good time. Yeah. Have a good day at school, honey. Enjoy your school, okay? And remember, science is everything. Okay, see you then. Bye, Stuart. Bye. Oh, this is about 6. Guess he's, so it's about it's about 9 o'clock his way.
Are you done?
No, I have like one. No, I'm not. I'm not done yet. I will show. I will show it. I was looking at there. That's okay. That's okay. I said that's okay. Oh no, my son was just trying to see if I need any help. But I'm running my mouth. I'm running my mouth. I'm running my mouth. Yeah, it seems like I've been on for about. Yeah, I look at the time. I have one person in the chat, 4 thumbs up. Please let me know who you are. Again, my name is Miss O, Learning Miss O, and I love doing shorts. I enjoy doing shorts and cooking and shopping, and I love to journal. I love writing. I love travel. I have grandkids. I surely do. I have grandchildren. I have 3 sons, 12 grandchildren, and 5 great-grandchildren. That's right. Hello, how are you this evening? Welcome to an evening with Miss O, Wednesday evening conversation with Miss O. We've been talking about a little of this and a little of that. So it's pretty quiet. So I'm thinking for those who are in Australia, it would be, it's probably Tuesday there. I'm thinking, I'm going to try to figure out, it must be Tuesday there. Yeah, must be Tuesday there. It must be. Hi there, Gaming with Joe. Hi, Gaming with Joe. How are you this evening? Well, I try to write everyone's name down and then I refer back to it. I look through my little log. Gaming with Joe. Yeah. I think you were with Thrifty Grandma. Am I right? You with her? I think you were on her live, or may have been on her live. I don't know. Were you? Or were you not on her live? So how are you doing today? It's Wednesday. It's Hump Day Wednesday, midweek. How has life been treating you? We were talking about a little of this and a little of that. A couple of folks that came on, but they were getting ready. It was morning for them, so they were in the process of getting themselves ready to go to school. You know, gaming with Joe. How you been, honey? What you been up to? What have you been up to, my friend? I'm drinking water. Yeah, drinking some water. My son has a filter that's in the refrigerator, and that's get the filter water out instead of going for the bottled water. So anyway, it works. As long as it works. It tastes pretty good. It tastes pretty good. Do you prefer bottled water or filter water? Some people only like room temperature water. They don't like cold water at all, you know. Sometimes you can put a little lemon in your water and it gives it a little taste, you know. Give it a little sparkling taste to it. But most importantly, you need the water. Yeah, definitely need the water. Oh, I have 5 thumbs up. One person in the room. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate it very much. Yes, I do. I need, you know what? I've been trying my best to understand how YouTube work, but another YouTuber, Thrifty Grandma, was telling me how I need to get more watch hours. So I'm thinking, like she said, maybe come on in the morning, then around maybe lunchtime, and then, of course, dinner time. And, you know, kind of get my name out there, my face out there, and that makes a difference. You know, people feel comfortable with people they know I feel comfortable with people I know. And gaming with Joe, I've seen you before. I don't know, but it's so good to see you again. I need to look through my list. So I've been trying to keep a record of the people I do see that come on my live. So I, a couple of people, I guess I have missed off on them, but I'm trying to, you know, keep a list of who do come on that I know. I see I said 2 people in the chat. Please come on. Come on down. Tell me about, we were talking about self-awareness and how do you identify who you are, what you are, and your values. Yeah, we've been talking a little bit about that. A little bit about self-care. That's for sure. We've been doing a lot of talk about self-care. So gaming with Joe, how do you look at self-care? How do you identify some of your core values, things that are important to you? How do you communicate that to others, you know? Yep. I know I was, before you came on, we were talking about journaling, you know, to make note of things, to journal. That's really important. That's really important. So when you journal events that happen in the course of a day, you could always go back and look at them, and there kind of be a reflection. How did I deal with that when I was disappointed? Then you go back and you it could have been an incident that happened, you know, at school, at work, and then you said, "Oh my goodness, so that's what I did? That wasn't cool, you know? That wasn't cool." And then you realize that I could have handled that situation another way, and that's a good thing to recognize that you can handle the way you would handle something when you are 20 versus how you handle something, oh well, when you are 15. How you handle something at 15, like bullying or someone who's a bully, versus how you would handle a grown-ups can be bullies too, you know. Someone when you're in your 20s or even your 30s, there are people, grown-ups who are bullies, you know. We have people who are in high places who are bullies, who like to take advantage of people or belittle people or hurt people for no reason at all because they feel they have some right to be so cruel. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much to be kind. It does not take much to be kind. And it doesn't take much to say, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Ah, Thrifty Grandma, so glad you're coming in for the chat. I've been here for a moment, but I had a couple of revisits. I don't know if you remember a young man named Stewart, um, but he had to go to school. But I had a couple of folks who did, even though it's the 5:30 versus the 7, came on, so it's fine. It's all fine. So I'm going to stay on for maybe another 10 minutes. Yeah, another 10 minutes. So it was good to see those that who were here before came coming back. So that was good. Busy with that grandson of yours? I know. I can only imagine. Oh, well, I know the toddler is, yeah. I know he's keeping you going. You would think he'd be winding down because it's late. No. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. They don't wind down at all. They don't wind down at all. They got a lot of energy. A lot of energy. I thought I saw you earlier, but I got busy doing something. I was going to click on to you had an earlier live, but I think afterwards. But next time I'll definitely remember to do that. But I end up doing my afternoon nap. Yes, I nap. Oh, you was on. Okay, I thought I saw, but I wasn't sure. So I kept looking, and I was like, "Is that really? Is that her on there?" I was like, "Okay, let me just look a little bit careful now, you know." And I've learned a couple of things about this live too, that I could pull up all kinds of typing to pop. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Oh yeah. So okay. And then I'm not using my cell phone, I'm using my tablet. So I'm using, you know, so it has a different, you know, a different things going on versus when I use the tablet. So I'm learning. At again, I need to pop up if I could pop up from not sleeping. It's just been so cold here. I mean, it feels like we are definitely, it is really cold here in DC. And normally this time of year it's usually very, I mean, it's warm, it's hot. But not lately. We've had nothing but rain, and then they had construction in front of my street. Oh my God, they're trying to lay another. You know, oh, it's cold there too. Wow. Mm. Oh well, I know the Almighty is trying to work it out for all of us. But when it's cold, you know, you just really don't feel it. You just want to stay under the covers with some coffee, some tea. My son, I think that's what I'll probably have. Instead of some coffee before I leave, I think I'm going to have myself a hot cup of tea. A couple of teas, yeah, to warm my body up a little bit before I really just look at one of, you know what I'm going to look at before I go to bed? It's going to be Mm-mm-mm. I like my old movies though. I love it. Columbo. I really, really, really enjoyed them. I think I was napping and my son came in and cut that off. Then I said, "Oh my goodness, I have a 5:30." And you were too. You were napping too. I know it. But when it's chill like this, you can't, you feel like napping. You just don't feel like, you don't feel like doing anything but just being nice and warm. You see all of my paintings up there on the wall. One day I'm going to take all these, give you guys a tour of all the paintings that I have in the house. Yeah, I paint a lot. Some paintings I have sold, some I haven't. But I do paint. I do paint. So not portraits, but you were telling me you shared about your son who was an artist. I can only imagine his creativity, how great that was to have a son who could leave that kind of impression on canvas for you to have and forever and ever. That is a blessing. That is a blessing. That is truly a blessing. I mean, it's painting is very relaxing for me. It's very, very relaxing. Painting or writing or anything like that. Doing anything creative, it relaxes my spirit. Yeah. So that's a blessing to have a, his work is a piece of him and it's with you and you could just look at it and almost touch it and feel his energy. So that's a blessing. It really is. Really it's a blessing. Yes, indeedy. But I said I was going to try to stay on for maybe another 5 minutes, but I didn't do too bad. I mean, Chlorine, because a couple of them were kids that had came that were there before, like from, let's see, Germany, one from Australia. So a couple of them were people who had seen me before. And one young man, I'm glad you made it too. I'm so glad you made it too. So I am going to close it out and I'll see you for morning coffee. I'll see you for morning coffee. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye now. Have a blessed night.